All right, Zach, story number 2. This one comes from informedamerican.com. Monolith bizarrely appears and disappears in southern Utah desert. Now, this thing made international headlines, Zach. This thing sort of resembling, everyone's reminding him, well, this is like 2001: A Space Odyssey, where the monolith appeared before the monkeys, and he threw the bone, and that represented the next stage in evolution. And then they found it again on the Clavius base on the moon, which told them that they had to go out to Jupiter. So this was maybe some hopes that this was maybe the similar thing, maybe put by aliens or advanced humanoids. What were your initial thoughts when you heard of this monolith suddenly appearing in southern Utah desert?
The whole thing is so strange. And, I mean, it's an interesting installment by some artist. It's not, I don't think it's aliens. It's some artist that just popped it out there, just trying to be funny. But I think the reaction from people is what's so crazy. There was this one quote from an article I saw that said, the quote was, "It was a good escape from all the negativity we've experienced in 2020. Like a piece of metal on the ground. Is like, that's how fucked up 2020 has been, is that we need a piece of metal just sticking up out of the ground for people to get excited."
Yeah. And this is what the monolith looks like. If you didn't see it,
I mean, it's cool looking, but like, I'm not going to make a mass exodus through the desert to try to go find the thing. You know what I mean? Nuts.
Yeah, this thing was drawing tons of crowds, and as you said, yeah. I mean, are we so desperate for something like the monolith savior from 2020?
Yeah.
Here are a couple of pictures from Bureau of Land Management. This thing looks like it's on Mars, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it definitely looks like a different planet.
And one of the things they were complaining about was all the people showing up, all the crowds that were there. And actually, I have a video here.
When I first went to this article, I saw BLM Utah, and I thought Black Lives Matter Utah. And I was like, man, they're getting involved in the monolith now?
Look at this. This comes from Inside Edition. Look, that's the base. And then, yeah, as I said, as quickly as it came, it disappeared.
Yeah, you can see like rivets in it. Like if you look at some of the pictures, you can see like rivets in it. And so like if that was a piece of alien technology, it would not have like human tools. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And here, it's pretty cool.
It is cool. I mean, but like I'm like not going to make this giant deal out of it. Like, like if you need an excuse to go hiking to go see this piece of metal sticking out of the ground, that just seems like it's getting a little weird.
And one of the funny things is, because they're mad because there's apparently it's federal land, so you can't install anything. It's actually illegal. You install the authorization on public lands, and this site is in a remote area without services for a large number of people who now want to see it. What they had is all these people driving up. They're rolling over the brush. They're rolling over the vegetation. Maybe messing up some.
What vegetation? It's in the middle of the desert.
Well, I guess there's something there. Maybe they want. I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess they're destroying what little vegetation is there. Yeah. And Earth is like clinging to life in that part of the world, and they're like people are rolling over like what has managed to survive.
Typical human behavior, right?
Yeah.
And even more typical is one of the BLM people are finding out. Yeah, now I'm thinking Black Lives Matter. So that they got all these tire tracks, people rolling over stuff, leaving trash, and taking dumps out in the desert.
Well, I mean that'll just melt away.
Human waste.
That'll just melt away. I think the trash is more weird because there's definitely people showing up with their, they're making their road trip. They're stopping at McDonald's and buying all this food, and then they get there and they're like, "Oh, we got all this food trash in the car. Just throw it out the window." You know what I mean?
Just throw it out. And before we go, I got to take one quick dump and then we'll hit out. I thought that was pretty funny. Pick up after yourself like a dog, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Or bury it.
Bring a trash bag with you,
Yeah.
Like when we go tailgating for the Ravens games, RIP, we don't just leave our trash. We bring a trash bag with us, put our trash in there, and then, to put it in the garbage when we get home. Right. It's, it's not hard.
So would you say this is a stupid viral story then? Cause you don't seem to be too impressed.
I'm not. No, I think it's people are getting crazy about it just because it's 2020 and we're stuck in the house and we have nothing better to be excited about.
Is this what things are so bad? We want it to be aliens, don't we?
Yeah. Aliens show up, and it's not even the craziest thing that happened this year.
Well, the monolith came and the monolith disappeared, and I think we'll figure out. I mean, it's clearly you think. Well, not clearly, but I think this was maybe an artist or something like
I
that.
think it was just an artist. I think it was someone in their house that had these sheets of metal, the sheets of like, shiny metal. And they're like, yeah, let's rivet it together, make this cool little triangle thing, put it in the desert. I don't know. I'm just not impressed by it. I mean, it's cool, but I'm not going to like, I'm imagining people taking pictures, like praying in front of it.
Yeah. Yes, I can imagine that too. Praying away the COVID to the monolith or something.